think what befell me and Margie was, we got together at a point in our life where we had both fizzled at this pitiably. What's more, it simply wasn't. Disappointment wasn't a choice. Regardless of their gracious, before I get everything rolling, just let me say I'm fine. No doubt you're fine. Big boom is in the structure. You understand what I mean? I know it will be a ton of hateration-holleration in this dancery. The murmurs in the Hollywood rear entryways indicate Marjorie Harvey getting a touch comfortable with, as a matter of fact, her own protector. Also, in the event that tattlebirds are to be accepted, this pixie protector appears to have concealed a few enticing photos of their capers, which he may simply impart to Marjorie's hubby, Steve Harvey. Stunning, isn't that so? In spite of Steve and Marjorie chilling out and setting up a unified front, the adventure appears to be nowhere near finished. Get some popcorn since this will get hot. So I let ladies know this constantly. All men can't change and all men will change. However, there's just a single lady that we will change for. To the extent that when Steve and I got together, he had an entire nother thought of what he was anticipating doing after his. So who is this baffling defender of the stars? Enter William Big Boom Freeman. Here is a little succulent goodie. William hasn't quite recently showed up on the scene. He's been the shadow following Steve Harvey for a long. Dive a little into William's history and you'll think that it is not all spotless. Prior to remaining close by, reports are overflowing that William could have been somewhat of a playboy utilizing his influence with the women to ascend the social stepping stool. Before I get everything rolling, just let me say I'm fine. Definitely what you're talking about, since Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey are denying it. Furthermore, Big Boom purportedly said he's still infatuated with her. Presently, the blabber-mouthy corners of Tinseltown are implying that William is peering toward a great payday, utilizing some fairly risky photos. On the off chance that these pictures hit the public space, it may very well objective and expanding influence, shaking the actual underpinning of Steve's deeply grounded picture as America's one family man and love master. Furthermore, today we have an issue and a lady who is here to discuss what's truly happening. I'm here with Mary Harvey. Presently, we should rewind to 2005. Steve's heartfelt endeavors took a somewhat interesting turn in those days. As he was finishing up his section with Mary Shackelford, Marjorie entered the scene, making a remarkable sprinkle for those requiring an outing through a world of fond memories. Steve's split from Mary wasn't all roses. She hit him with a faltering $60 million claim, tossing around allegations going from kid peril to penetrate of agreement. The way that monetarily my life is in a ruins. That is totally the close-to-home cost of Steve's choice to take care of their child had Mary going after meds to adapt. Presently, here's where it gets flavorfully twisty. As Steve was getting once more into the dating scene, think about who played Cupid for him. Also, Marjorie, you got it, his always-present protector. Similar man who currently winds up caught in murmurs, including Marjorie. The roads are talking, proposing he may be employing some potential soil over the power couple, expecting a brilliant payout. Darling. No. I was taking part in an extramarital entanglements with Marjorie. All right, Steve? You saying Steve Harvey knew? Indeed, he realized he needed to be. The sparkling roads of Hollywood are buzzing with hypotheses that Steve and Marjorie may be thinking about an exit plan, perhaps pacifying the Guardian to guarantee their star continues to sparkle clean. The buzz is difficult to overlook. Our regarded relationship. Sage Steve is by all accounts cruising on rough conjugal waters, and at the eye of this tempest, the always-present Guardian, obviously. Did I be fixated? Something that has not been told. With bits of hearsay twirling, some except Marjorie may be nearly changing her living courses of action. What's more, with respect to Steve, the sound of wedding rings may not be excessively far off in his frame of reference. At the point when we thought we'd gotten to the core of the Marjorie show, it thickens. Murmurs in the glittery corridors of Hollywood are that there may be a few fascinating pictures put away by the Guardian in the event that Marjorie doesn't hack up a critical sum. Prepare for a zesty web-based photograph on cover. It's beginning to appear as though Marjorie probably won't have seen the tempest her supposed dalliances would prepare. Obviously, she's resolved to shielding Steve's shining profession and notoriety. They've delighted in lavish getaways and the lap of luxury on account of his prosperity. Okay, child. What did I meet you? Gracious. First time we met meant this. Where? At a parody club. Daryl added the second Steve's eyes locked onto Marjorie's. It wasn't simply normal supper and a film for them. Knowing Marjorie's inclination for extravagance, Steve was generally large and in charge, recalling their most memorable enchanted experience. Steve once spouted it was head over heels love in 1987. Yet, presently, with the gossip hurricane overwhelming them, some are causing a stir, contemplating whether Steve's flawless. I, as a relationship master, missed a few warnings when he succumbed to Marjorie. Speedy insight worth heeding for our dear Steve, and perhaps a piece for his next hit. In the event that a woman has history with both a man of honor and his cousin, she may not be the perfect example for steady dedication. A touch unexpected, don't we think those dueling out adoration guidance some of the time find their own adoration lives in a curve? Few out of every odd, well-known individual's very own life is all around as unblemished as they project. My better half. She got up with me. She was awesome. The unfurling story appears to propose Steve could have incidentally confided in a few obscure characters. The overall feeling is that Steve, with his heart on his sleeve, may be the one getting played here. The unexpected developments further, with busybodies hinting that Marjorie and the Protector might have been thick as thieves from the word go. On the off chance that we're figuring out the underlying story accurately, it seems the continuous show may be gunning for Steve more than anybody. In any case, these bits of hearsay could hurt something other than Steve's everyday life in the glimmering universe of Hollywood and its numerous veneers. Steve Harvey, self-broadcasted relationship master, when stood firm on an apparently immovable foothold known for dropping pearls of insight on affection and connections. Steve made a brand worth millions. Yet goodness, how the strong might be confronting a tumble whenever we've dug profound into numbers. Furthermore, here's somewhat of a stunner. Since the beginning of these fiery bits of gossip and embarrassments, Steve's image supports have seen an inexact 20 plunge, with a few brands wondering whether or not to adjust their name to the Harvey stamp. Plunge further into the details and his most recent book. Deals are somewhere around very nearly 25 contrasted with its ancestor's execution during a similar period. A little birdie from within murmured Steve's enchanted touch on connections is looking slightly discolored. Brands are vigilant. They're watching and holding up while their compatriot near the circumstance referenced the aftermath is discernible. I've never seen Steve this concerned he's fabricated a brand around trust and well that is being addressed. Drawing from Steve's own words, he once guaranteed disappointment is an incredible educator. What's more, I think when you commit errors and you recuperate from them and you treat them as significant growth opportunities, then, at that point, you have something to share. The million-dollar question is how